Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, someone who knew your heart, shared your table, and called you a friend? If you have, you're not alone. Tonight, we step into one of the most painful moments in history, the betrayal of Jesus Christ by one of his own followers. Jesus didn't walk alone. He chose 12 men to follow him closely. They traveled together, ate together, and shared life together. Among them was Judas Iscariot. Judas wasn't an outsider. He wasn't a stranger. He was trusted. He handled the group's money, heard every teaching, and witnessed miracles. Blind eyes opened, the sick healed, and lives changed. For years, Judas walked beside Jesus. And that's what makes the betrayal so painful, because betrayal rarely comes from enemies. It comes from those close enough to hurt us deeply. On the night before his arrest, Jesus shared a final meal with his disciples. The atmosphere was heavy. Jesus spoke about love, sacrifice, and what was about to happen. Then he said something shocking. One of them would betray him. The room fell silent. The disciples were confused and afraid. Even Judas sat there, calm on the outside, hiding what was in his heart. Jesus knew exactly who it was, yet he didn't expose Judas or shame him. Instead, he offered one last chance, a moment to turn back, a door still open. But Judas had already made his choice. Sometimes the saddest part of betrayal is not ignorance, but choosing to walk away from the truth. Later that night, Jesus went to pray in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was overwhelmed, fully aware of the suffering ahead. While Jesus prayed, Judas was on the move. He had agreed to hand Jesus over to the religious leaders for 30 pieces of silver, the price of a slave. Soon, torches flickered in the darkness as soldiers approached. Judas stepped forward and kissed Jesus. A sign of friendship became a signal of betrayal. Jesus looked at him and said, "Friend, do what you came to do." Even in that moment, Jesus chose compassion over anger. Jesus was arrested, and the events moved quickly. When Judas realized that Jesus was condemned, guilt crushed him. The silver meant nothing anymore. He tried to return it, but it was too late. Overwhelmed by regret, Judas isolated himself, and his story ended in tragedy. His life shows us a hard truth. There is a difference between regret and repentance. Regret is feeling sorry for the outcome. Repentance is turning back and seeking change. One leads to despair, the other leads to hope. Judas's betrayal led Jesus to the cross, but betrayal was not the end of the story. Through suffering came salvation. Through the cross came forgiveness. What was meant for evil, God used for good. This story still speaks to us today. If you've been betrayed, Jesus understands your pain. If you've been the one who betrayed someone, grace is still possible. And if you're struggling to trust again, remember this: people may fail us, friends may abandon us, but Jesus never will. The story of Jesus and Judas is not just history, it's a mirror. It asks us who we trust, what choices we make when no one is watching, and where we turn when we fail. Because even in betrayal, love still speaks, and hope still remains.